Hi mates, welcome to my international sports and sports comedy show. It's Saturday morning, got the house to myself, but the world's going crazy over this coronavirus. Are you kidding me? I'm here in Edmonton. We had our first case yesterday. We're way up north. The cold weather is awesome for killing off flus and colds and things like that because it freezes in the extreme cold. But we're coming into spring, so it's dangerous season. But craziness here and in Australia as well. What is going on? A few people here that they need to buy some dunny paper, toilet paper. Yes, people in China and other countries are in trouble in lockdown. They can't leave their house. So yes, they definitely need more dunny paper. But people in Australia and now Canada are going crazy. What is this? So I hear on about Wednesday, I hear in Edmonton that Costco has run out of dunny paper. So I'm thinking, really, what's going on? So then I thought, well, I had to go into Walmart anyway and buy some stuff. Buy my oregano pills. And I'm thinking, let's have a look if there's any dunny paper. Well, as I walk in the shop, about 3 of the first 4 people I saw are walking out with piles of dunny paper. So I go up to the section and I see a big rolls up there. I'll show you in a minute. Normally $16, out for $9.99. So I thought, well, I better buy some because this is what's happened. People are crazy. People are nuts. There's a fear factor. They're fearing that they're going to run out of toilet paper in Canada and Australia when they just need to stay normal. So because of this fear factor and idiots buying up and stocking up of toilet paper, then it gives trouble for people like me that need toilet paper because I shit a lot. I got a bit of I'm good, bit of irritable bowel, so I probably shit 3 or 4 times a day, but that's a good thing. You ever been into a dunny and it absolutely reeks and someone just walked out after having a shit and you think to yourself, has this guy not had a shit for a week? So it's disgusting. You need to keep the things flowing. You need to keep your bowels and your stomach moving. But you got to be careful. Like I can't drink milk. Dairy messes me up, gives me irritable bowel. But there's a solution for that as well. I'm on the soy milk. That's fantastic. So let's now have a look at what I did last night. I stocked up on some essentials. I'll show you and then I'll explain why. So let's just move the camera angle if we can. And let's have a look down here, eh? 3 cases of 48 buds. Corona beer for the kids. The youngest one likes Corona. Iced tea. There's me dunny rolls, me toilet paper, my oil of oregano. Case of bodacious red wine for the girlfriend. She likes a Michelob Ultra as well. So there's my essentials stock up in case we're locked down because of this fear factor of coronavirus. But yes, no, it is a real thing. I understand why the countries are trying to contain it. Because you don't know. You don't know if it's going to mutate. You don't know if it's going to spread into something else. But basically, it's just a flu that's going crazy. So you got more people are dying from the normal flu. But it is a worry. It's definitely a worry. Countries are doing well by trying to contain it. The airlines are in big trouble. People are not travelling. But I am. This time next week, we'll be heading into the US, going on a roadie. We're going on a road trip again. We're going to head down to the Grand Canyon, Vegas, possibly Phoenix. Have some fun with the girlfriend on a good roadie trip. Good roadie trip. Better turn this off. This is my Flavor Flav type dress up and my football lights, eh? We'll turn her off now. I got something good for Sports Grid on Friday for St. Paddy's Day for my segment. There we turn it off. Flavor Flav's in a bit of trouble too, but he dresses up like this. So here we go. The reason I stocked up on 148 cans of Budweiser and all that other booze, check this out. This is true. See, I don't talk bullshit. I had to spend $500 of booze Canadian and I got $200 off. So it had to be $500 before taxes and bottle deposit. So the total came to it was 554. 554. And I got it for $354. So there's $554 worth of booze there to get us through in case we're locked down with coronavirus. Now, we actually got a party tonight as well. But yeah, 148 cans of Bud. I worked it out, might get me through for next month. Nah, just joking. They'll get me through till about July probably. So the guy at the bottle shop, he told me, I says, mate, I got this big voucher, $200 off, or I get $500 of booze. I said, how long does beer keep for? He goes, well, if you keep it in the fridge, it keeps for 3 years. But if you don't keep it in the fridge, it keeps for 1 year. So there we go. I got 144 cans of Bud. And, of course, you'll check going now. I'm going to go right now to my segment yesterday on Sports Grid, New York-based TV, radio, all the platforms, with Gabe, Ariel, Sean, and Jared filled in for Joe. We're talking XFL football, and I'm talking about something that will build your immune system that the pharmaceutical companies do not want to know about because they can't make any money off it. You get it in the health sections in some supermarkets. It's called Oil of Oregano. I've been on it for 12 years. But let's go now to my segment yesterday where I talk about that and XFL Week 5.
About Mick Aussie knows, though.
Mick Aussie joining the show now because it's Friday. Mick, what are your thoughts on the Angels firing this clubhouse manager for allegedly helping the away team?
Wouldn't surprise me at all with all the corruption in baseball and too many other sports. Disgusting. Morals in the world now are terrible. I have trouble with kids. I can't talk to kids and tell them off. They get all upset if I tell them off to do the right thing.
They're so sensitive nowadays.
How you doing, Mick? You seem a little surlier than usual this morning. You're a little angry. How you doing?
I'm good, mate. I'm good. World's going crazy. Edmonton, we're safe from the coronavirus. But trust me, you got to get onto this oil of oregano stuff, guys. I haven't had a flu or a cold in years, so there's little secrets out there.
Oregano?
There's secrets.
So what are you doing? You're taking oregano pills?
Oh. See, for the tough people, you take it on your throat, but I've had people nearly want to hit me. It's worse than Vegemite, but it works, mate. So
oregano
get on the
oil.
pills.
Oregano oil.
That's a new one for me.
So you're saying this is the secret to Mick Aussie's vibrant health? This is what kept you going?
Absolutely. And if you read back centuries, it's part of the essential oils. Pharmaceutical companies don't want to know about it because, trust me, it works. But, Gabe, $25 a bottle, you stick it on your tongue. It saved me many
I'll tell you what, Mick.
times.
You've just given people more medical advice than the government has, actually. You've provided more of a public service announcement for the public than anyone else. I think there's going to be an influx right now. People are going to be running to the pharmacies to get oregano oil because they're going to say, I saw this crazy Australian dude on TV telling me that it fights coronavirus.
Can't get hand sanitizer anymore. They're all out of that.
So what about Corona, Mick? Are you now I'm waiting for like the Corona sale on beer. And, it's funny because I read in the paper, they said, Corona's no one wants to order a Corona in public. And, well, I got to tell you, last week I was at the Meadowlands and
plenty of Coronas.
Nobody had any problem ordering Coronas.
Yeah.
I ordered a Corona and some guy looked at me and he's like, sounds good, actually. Like down, he looked at it, he was like, give me a Corona too. And then we all started heckling the bartender. Hey, do we get a discount on this? We get a discount on this? But that's how stupid people are, Mick. People think 16% of people think you can get coronavirus from drinking Corona beer. Think about that. And then people say, we're working on the vaccination. All right, good luck with that. You guys think you're going to get it from a beer? Like, even if you had a vaccination, people wouldn't know how to use it. But we're in the week 5, Mick. XFL. I went to the game last week. You would have loved it. It's your type of league. Everybody in the stands, it was mandatory that you had not one but 2 drinks. Like you couldn't just be holding one drink. You had to be double fisting it. It had a very CFL feel to it. you know, with the crazy fans, and like some people were there that just were getting wasted and were just there for the party. People like you, actually, who go to the games, for the party. But what are the XFL, algorithm, Triple X, Mick Aussie picks of the week?
Well, because of you and Ariel demanding it, I have full printout. I have nearly all of the factors from the NFL famous 5 times MMMM. There's a couple of little factors that do not apply because it's still only early. But as I said last week, I did add an extra one because SEC is the strongest NCAA league. I have which team has the most SEC players as a factor. But I picked on 2 of the hardest games because I'm no weakling. I picked on the Vipers at the Wildcats. And I have, wait for it, I have Vipers in an upset by 1 point. But if Joe Lisi, whoever Joe Lisi picks, that will change it by 2. So if Joe picks the Vipers, well, then I say the Vipers by 3. But if Joe picks the Wildcats, well, then I will change it to the Wildcats.
The Wildcats are the pick, Mick. I'll tell you what the pick is in that game. The over. Tampa Bay's offense has really, really come alive over the last couple of weeks.
Risky going with the over.
Yeah, you know what? I think it is the unders. It's 11-5, I believe, through the season. There's only been 5 overs, make it 6.
Houston has most of them.
No, and actually, it's Tampa that does the last 2. Tampa.
I think Houston had the first 3.
Yeah, and but Tampa's offense right now, really, really good. Like suddenly the floodgates have opened for this team. Yet no one wins on the road in this league, Mick. That's the problem. And Los Angeles, these cross-country trips seem to affect these guys. I think they might be staying in Motel 6s in La Quinta's area.
I don't think they're staying in the Cromwells.
Yeah, they're not taking buses, but all right, Mick, so you're saying you like the Vipers. What's the other tough pick you stated here?
Well, just back on that, I said the Vipers I gave your mate Tressman a coaching advantage but watch out. Vipers have got a very good running game and the Wildcats have not been good against the run. The next tough one
Mick,
with the
bringing some facts here, Mick. All right.
Yeah. And the next one, because I said I'm going for the tough games, I got the Battlehawks at the DC Defenders. I'm going Battlehawks by 6. But again, Joe Lisi's factor will change that by 2. So either Battlehawks by 8 or by 4.
Listen, I love Lisi, Mick, but I think Lisi was on the DC Defenders last week, wasn't he?
Yes. No one picked the Guardians. And, congratulations.
Hey, I picked the under. That was the XFL lock of the week. Sean, you saw the ticket. You're at the book.
I can confirm. Yes, I did.
I told people the under, Mick.
I don't care about unders, overs. Everyone.
He picks the team.
To lose.
Only weaklings pick totals. All right, Mick, you're taking the Battlehawks -4. Should be fun games this week, actually. The league's getting cool. I can't wait. They're playing next week, actually, against Houston. New York and Houston at MetLife. Be a great time.
You going back?
I really want to. And I made a lot of new friends over there, actually. I
believe that.
I'm going to miss them. Because we all, see you at a Houston game. We're going to meet at FanDuel. Yeah, we made a bunch of buddies, over there. But I will be in Toronto next weekend. And I'm going to go see the Detroit Pistons and the Toronto Raptors.
Should get a win that night. I would have hoped for the Pistons.
It's not why, it's not specifically why I'm flying there. I got to see the Pistons play.
No, he's going because whenever Gabe goes and sees a game, he says, okay, I saw the Raptors in person now. Here's my prediction.
Well, yeah, it's my own scouting report.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Did that with Michigan.
We'll get the GGGG.
No, I'm actually looking more forward to going to the pro shop. We'll see what new team merch I'm missing out on.
A little Norman Powell jersey, maybe?
But speaking of Mick, how come I don't see the Kawhi Leonard? I don't see the Kawhi Leonard in the background.
Forget about Kawhi Leonard. He's gone.
You
did?
There. Yeah, I saw him.
Maybe the camera's obstructing.
See, there it is. See it? In the left corner. There it is.
Oh, yes. Yeah,
it's a little shy. It's next to that.
It looks like an ice cream cone.
It does.
But Mick,
next to the snowboard frog.
You still have pictures up of all your ex-girlfriends on the wall, Mick? Come on, we got to let him go. Let him go.
Hey, he's a legend. He's a legend. But looking through the school book, high school book was interesting a few years ago.
Mick Aussie, thanks for joining us.
See you, Mick.
All right, see you later. Have a great weekend.
Hi, Mick.
Get up my lawn next.
So you go. Hope you enjoyed my segment from yesterday on Sports Grid, formerly Fantasy Sports Network, New York-based TV, radio, all the platforms. Their sports show, do a lot of sports betting, all sorts of sports. Host Gabe, Ariel, Sean's the producer and newsreader, and Jared was filling in yesterday for Joe at the end, eh? What did he say? Hope I don't keep pictures of my old girlfriends. And I said something about looking through a school book. This is a true story. About 6 years ago, I went home to Australia and I nearly stayed. I was close to staying for good, but a few things brought me back, and I'm glad I have. So I'm looking through the high school yearbook. And, it was scary, but great. Guys like Bobby Bilney and that will back me up on this. I'm looking through all the girls at the school, and I'm going, oh, yeah, that one. There was, I'll do a bit of a Scotty Farrell here. Yeah, the women love me. No, I had a few encounters, pleasant encounters with a few of the girls from school. Once I left school into my, early 30s in Adelaide, because Adelaide's a city where a lot of people know each other, and I went to Gawler High School, so then ran into people from high school in Adelaide and around Gawler and the Barossa Valley, so that was quite the experience to look through the old school yearbook. Okay, gotta be careful, move on now. But yeah, seriously, this oil of oregano stuff, as I talked about, I've been on these pills lately. You stick one in, you suck it on it for a few minutes, gets on your throat, and then you swallow it. But this stuff here, this is the real hardcore stuff. So you stick some under your tongue. Need a bit more. Stick it under your tongue. It smells. The girlfriend can smell it from 10 foot away. Be careful at work. People will smell it. But it's a strong smell. Tastes terrible. Honestly, one of my bosses in Ottawa, I said, trust me on this stuff, mate, because he had a really heavy cold. And he looks at me. He looked at me like the guy that nearly hit me, I gave Vegemite to in Vancouver years ago. I said, John, trust me, it's good stuff, mate. But it is. The youngest girl upstairs, Hannah, I gave it to her. She goes, but it works, trust me. It builds your immune system, which is obviously a help with this coronavirus, because if your immune system is low, then you got more chance of getting the virus or the flu and then dying, right? So the old people are dying because their immune system is not as strong. So oil of oregano, part of the essential oils from centuries ago, it helps. It's from a tree. It's natural. It's expensive, but it's damn good. Whew, it's burning my throat now, but you kind of get used to it, eh? And I'll be honest, when I start to get a cold, I will take it 5 times a day, gargle it. So then you gargle it for 30 seconds. Don't drink no water or nothing for 10 minutes. Leave it in your throat. And it's killed off a sore throat and it prevented a cold, I am guessing, probably 20 times in the last 12 years. It is so good. Also, this is how I can prove it's good. When I came to Grey Cup here in Edmonton in about 2011, oh, mate, we partied, eh? Stayed on White Avenue, we partied. Grey Cup is like a 5-day party. So you're out till 2:30 nearly every night. And this is when people get sick. Mikey will tell you, Mikey Tiger Cats, he got sick after the Grey Cup in Calgary. Your immune system gets low because you party too much. And then you often get a cold or a flu the week after the Grey Cup or a 4 or 5 day bender where you're partying on a football trip. I went through a whole bottle of one of these, so that's like a month's supply. I went through a whole bottle in 5 to 7 days during a Grey Cup here in Edmonton. Never got sick. Never got sick at all. And I went hard. So I can only suggest stuff. I bought up 3 bottles in case it does run out. I should start selling it because it is a little secret. Olive oregano. Trust me, I can only tell you. I can't make you spend $25 or $15 for the pills, and it might help you get over the coronavirus if you happen to get it. Lots more sport going on. XFL about to start. Heading upstairs in a minute to watch the start of the XFL season. Week 5. It's doing well. It's doing well. It's growing. The last 2 weeks have been great. So check out the XFL. And each Friday morning, I'll give some picks. I'm no expert. Joe Lisi's the expert because he is the Gabe's #1 NCAA college football guy. So he was the logical guy for Gabe to have on as his XFL expert. Well, I talk sports comedy, all sorts of international sports, and I do this algorithm with the XFL. Haha, because remember, up there you'll see, I picked the Chiefs by 10 in the Super Bowl, and I did that 9 days before anyone was game to pick their Super Bowl winner. I picked the Chiefs by 10. They won by 11, and I have framed it as you will see back there. All right, let's talk some more sports. NBA, Spike Lee, the Hollywood guy. You see him at the Academy Awards. He is a long-time season ticket holder at the New York Knicks, the Knickerboppers. Knickers. Well, I don't know why they're called the Knicks, but in Australia, we call knickers. Knickers are like women's underwear. Get your knickers off. So, yeah, the New York Knickers, the Knicks, they're terrible. Well, Spike Lee got in trouble this week for going through the wrong entrance, apparently. He spends so much money on season tickets at the New York Knicks. It was rumoured to be hundreds of thousands of dollars a year. Well, he went through the wrong entrance and some security guard told him off and all sorts of trouble. The New York Knicks reckon that he made a big deal out of nothing. Spike Lee's gone on TV saying how useless the Knicks are, all sorts of stuff. Well, I'm on Spike Lee's side here because too many, not all, but way too many security guards are idiots. They're wannabe cops. They think they're so damn good that they cause more trouble. Not always. Yes, we need them. We don't need as many. Security guards cause way more trouble at sporting events than they're worth. I have 2 very funny security guard stories. Let's start with the funniest ever. One of the funniest things I've ever come across in Canada. I was at Pammy's BC Place for Halloween in about 2002. I carried the full-size Pamela Anderson cardboard cutout out. She was dressed in her Baywatch red bathers, similar to the Kawhi cutout I got there. Full life Pamela Anderson. You'll see it. I put the spare Aussie hat on her. I walked in front of 25,000 people at Pammy's BC Place, the home of the BC Lions and the CFL, for Halloween. So there's people dressed up. Year before I went as Bill Clinton with Monica. I killed it then too. I killed it dressed up as Bill Clinton with Monica. Well, then the next year I had Pammy. And if you don't know, Pamela Anderson got discovered at BC Place in Vancouver when she was like 16. They showed her picture on the big scoreboard. The crowd went, whoa! And some guy from a brewery company signed her to be a model, and then she went from there. So we're walking around, me and Mr. Viagra from the BC Booze Brothers. We're walking down the steps and everyone's laughing their head off, eh? So there's 25,000 people in like a 50,000 seat stadium. So plenty of spare seats. So we sit the cardboard cutout of Pamela with the Aussie hat on. We sit her next to me and Mr. Viagra. This is no lie. This is so true. A security guard comes up. He comes up to me and he goes, do you have a ticket for her? And me and Mr. Viagra just looked at each other and we just howled laughing, eh? I says, mate, you're not serious, are you? He goes, yeah, do you have a ticket for her? She's taken up a seat. Oh, just God. Oh, come on, mate. Like, you know, look at all the spare seats, eh? There's like thousands of spare seats. It's okay, isn't it? He goes, oh, okay then, and he walks off. Me and Mr. Wagon, we just shake our heads in laughter. It's on one of my YouTube videos. You'll check it out. It's so funny. So there's a classic example of security guards just being dicks. They're wankers. They're pulling themselves. They're knobs. They're idiots. Not all of them, of course. Not all of them, but way too many are idiots. My second security guard story comes from the 100th Grey Cup in Toronto. Got there early. Kev rolls up, my buddy Kev rolled up, and I just told him what happened 5 minutes before. So I'm there doing a pre-game show in this park near the city council where the Toronto Raptors celebrated their victory parade and speeches. So I'm sitting there in this park on it's like a Wednesday afternoon, few people around. So I get my tripod out, same tripod as got the light right there on. So I get my tripod out and I start doing a little show. This security guard comes along. He says, do you have permission to use that tripod? Again, I started laughing. I said, go away, mate. What are you talking about? Come on. What are you talking about, mate? He got all upset and he was dead serious. Apparently, I need legal Toronto, Canada permission for this friggin' just to have a little tripod. So what I did, I told him to get stuffed. I grabbed my tripod and walked off before he could get on the phone. And as I walked off, I see him getting on his phone to try and call someone else over. I could have been locked up for something stupid like that. They wanted me to have a permission to use a little tripod in a park on a Wednesday afternoon. So then I endeavoured to do all these Mick Webb TV shows leading up to the Grey Cup, and I told some security guard stories. Well, then on the Monday or Tuesday of the parade, I think it was a Tuesday of the parade, I'm standing there ready to film, and over there I see this security guard looking at me. Middle-aged lady in her 20s, kind of good looking, and she starts laughing, eh? So I said, what's she doing laughing at me? So I went over and I had a chat to her. I said, how you going? What are you laughing at me for? She goes, oh, mate, I watched your YouTube videos of you dissing security guards, and she goes, yep, you were dead right. So many security guards I work with are idiots. So we had a good chat, and I laughed my head off, eh? So be careful. Respect the police. Respect the security guards just a little bit. Only if you have to. So Spike Lee got me ranting and got me thinking about all the crazy stories about idiot security guards at sporting events. So pull your head in, guys. You're not policemen yet. Just calm it down, mate. Calm it down and don't cause the trouble. And as I said, not all of them, but way too many are idiots. All right, well, we'll talk a bit of Aussie footy. So you'll see here I've got my South Gawler Lions jersey, jumper on. Oh, check this out. See this? The new jacket. MickAussie.tv, #sports comedy. Oh, the back. Big on the back as well. So that's the Christmas present from the girlfriend. We just got embroidered. MickAussie.tv, #sports comedy. Cool, eh? I think she got sick of me wearing my other jacket all the time. So yeah, been training Aussie rules football here in Edmonton. Got through the first 2 nights. Again this Tuesday we're training, and we train inside because it's cold and snowy outside still. We train inside where the Edmonton Eskimos train inside. Beautiful facility there at Commonwealth Stadium. Oh, I rolled up the other night and these 2 young fellas, big fist fight, eh? A couple of soccer players. I'm going, whoa. So luckily someone split that up. But I'm wearing this jersey, jumper, Guernsey, that Bobby Bilney gave me because my 1992 Guernsey I wore in a lot of early shows and it was so worn out. In the end, I don't know where it is in all my moves. So Bobby gave me this one. Same style, same era. Well, Lumpy, the president, goes, oh, look at Mick. He's got a knitted football jumper on. I'm going, oh, yeah, I suppose he's right because all the new jumpers are lycra, nice material. And then Mickey Burke says to me, The next night he goes, "Oh, Mick, can you knit me one of them?" So the young fellas love the knitted South Gawler Lions Aussie football jumper, 1992. I got through the first 2 training sessions, strained a little bit of a quad driver on Wednesday night, but I'm all good. I'll be back and training, and it's a lot of fun. We have like 25 people out, so it's been good. It's been good. Aussie football this season. I won't be playing. Oh, I'd like to play one game just to say I play for Edmonton because people are cool. The guys are cool. The girls are cool. The club's great. The coach Rowan's doing a good job. Lumpy, the president, Holkey, all the main guys. I'm doing some, but I got lots of other stuff on as well. So enjoying the training of Aussie rules football. They got South Gawler I see they got a sportsman night soon with Dougie Hawkins, the ex-Footscray Bulldog player. He's funny, so that's going on. AFL starts on March the 19th, Thursday night. Richmond Tigers, the reigning premiers, playing the Carlton Blues. So I'm sure I'll be talking some picks with Gabe, who is a long-time West Coast Eagles fan. I'll be doing some picks on Sports Grid Friday mornings of AFL coming up. Well, big NFL news, of course, is free agency starting soon, and there is a lot of quarterbacks that are free agents, led by the champ himself, Tom Brady. Tom Brady, I believe he'll stay at New England Patriots. Maybe not. Maybe not. There's rumours of Tennessee Titans. Oh, that wouldn't be a bad fit. I like Tannehill, but Tennessee Titans, that'd be a nice kind of fit because the coach is his ex-mate, Mike Vrabel, who was, I met him at Super Bowl at the media day. And then Gabe reckons that Tampa Bay's a nice fit for Brady. I don't think he would go to Tampa. Of course, the Raiders will open their checkbooks for the magnificent new stadium where they're playing this year in Las Vegas, and I'll be there in a week and a half's time. So I look forward to doing some Mick Webb TV shows outside the magnificent new Raiders stadium in Las Vegas. There's a rumour he might beat the LA Chargers. Well, I nearly said San Diego Chargers, didn't I? I don't hope he goes to LA Chargers. Screw them. They should still be in San Diego. Will he be at the 49ers? Nah. Doubt it. Wouldn't that be funny if he went to the 49ers and Belichick got his number 2 guy back, Jimmy Garoppolo? Because Bill didn't want Garoppolo traded, but Tom got upset because Bill liked Jimmy, and Tom went to Mr. Robert Bob Kraft and said, get Garoppolo out of here. So they got Garoppolo out, and he went to the 49ers. So I can't see that happening. My prediction is Tom the Legend will stay at the New England Patriots, but we're not sure. Lots of quarterbacks available. It's going to be very, very interesting. Now, do me a favour. If you like podcasts, I love podcasts, funny podcasts. Well, the new boy, the legend, Scott Farrell, has joined Sports Grid. The show I'm on Fridays, he has joined it in the afternoon with his own show, and he also does a podcast called Farrell on the Bench. He did this 15-minute rant about Tom Brady last week. I am howling laughing. Listen to that one. It's fantastic. He's basically saying that Tom Brady's God, and he's going, all sorts of stuff like, you think your wife's good looking? Nah. Your wife's nothing compared to Tom Brady's wife. Tom Brady, he eats everything clean. He doesn't even eat bread. All this sort of stuff. He doesn't even eat tomatoes. So check out Scott Farrell's podcast, Off the Bench. Very funny stuff. And he had a young kid on there this week as well. One of the filming guys that does his camera work down there at FanDuel across from MetLife Stadium in New Jersey. Oh, they're making lots of money. All the legal gambling, all the gambleholics and their online app. So he had, what's his name? Rigatoni on there. And this Rigatoni was awesome. He was totally honest. I loved it. He says he places 10 $1 bets a day on spring baseball. I loved his honesty. He says he might win $2 and then he gets and buys a Snickers bar. So, yeah. Good honesty. And if anyone ever asks me how much I bet, if Gabe asks me one day how much I bet, I'm going to go $1 billion. I'm going to do the Austin Powers. $1 billion. So good on Rigatoni for having some fun. Bet responsibly. It's a growing market, but be careful. You don't want to be like Adam Sandler. So let's now go on to this new film. It came out on Netflix a couple of weeks ago. It was in the cinemas not long ago. It's called Uncut Gems, starring Adam Sandler and Kevin Garnett, the legend Boston Celtics NBA player. Well, real quick, Sandler is a crazy gambler-holic addict. Massive money. He owns this rich jewelry shop in New York City. And he's nuts. He has the mafia and a few other boys chasing him for money. And every time they get near him and he's got money, he runs off. And they locked him up. They kidnapped him once, locked him in the back of his car naked. It's a funny movie. Bit of advice. It's a bit too much arguing and talking over each other, so it gave me a bit of a headache watching it. So maybe turn the volume down and have your subtitles on. If you're hyperactive like me and don't like too much noise, turn the subtitles on, turn the volume down. But trust me on this, the last 20 to 25 minutes of Uncut Gems is up there with possibly the best ending I have ever seen in a movie. Especially if you're like me that likes sports, it is fantastic. I'm a huge Adam Sandler fan. Oh, he had the goatee as well. He looked good in the goatee. Adam Sandler, he's a bit hard to understand anyway, the way he talks, but that's his stick, and I love him. He's fantastic. Watch the movie. Crazy, great ending. I actually thought I might have seen some of the Sports Grids boys in there, because his little girlfriend at the end walks into this casino with a big bag of cash. So she took a helicopter from New York across the river. So it's basically geared around going into New Jersey where you can legalise betting. She gets into this big casino and walks past with this money and goes up to the counter and puts a 3-way multi-parlay bet on Kevin Garnett. As she was walking in, you should have had Gabe and Scott Farrell there sitting in their little booth as they do, and could have did a little interview with her. So there you go, Lou and Mike and all the boys. You should have got the boys on that movie. It was a fantastic movie. I don't want to say too much. Trust me. Watch Uncut Gems. Last 25 minutes up there with the best ever movie of all time. Oh, what else we got going on? Road trip, looking forward to that. As I said, this time next week, we'll be heading down into the US. Got the ESTA form all approved. In the girlfriend's car. Roadie, Vegas, Grand Canyon, Phoenix. Looking forward to that. Join me next Friday morning. Again, I'll be talking all sorts of sports on Sports Grid. Check out my podcast only if you like audio only. Listening as you drive, and have a great week, and watch the XFL, wash your hands, buy some oil of oregano, don't go and buy all the toilet paper so some other people might want it, and don't fear too much this coronavirus, because it's just a flu. It's only really the old people that are dying. Build your immune system up, be careful. Be careful who you give the Aussie French kiss to, of course. If you're one of these single guys, well, that's common sense. Don't be going kissing 10 chicks in a night in a nightclub, being a little slutty like some of my mates used to be and still are. Be careful, be smart. If you're coughing and sneezing, cover your mouth, but don't fear it too much. But the authorities may be worried that something worse is coming, so be wary, be careful, but live your life. Reminds me of the AIDS scare when I was like 15, 16, when AIDS first came out because of Rock Hudson. I was in Australia, in Gawler, and no one had any idea about AIDS and what it was. People were saying, oh, should you be swimming in a swimming pool? Can you catch it from a public toilet? Like the AIDS hysteria was crazy. Well, this is like this coronavirus as well. Just live your life. Be careful. Don't get too hysterical about it. But be aware. And I feel sorry for the people in China and Korea and some of these other places, Iran, some places in Europe. So it's going to be a very, very interesting next 1 to 2 months with all the sporting events going on. Will there be crowds? Will people be told to stay away? Are the US government trying to control the people too much like they often do? But be smart. Will the Summer Olympics go ahead? I think not. I think they should cancel them now because the IOC are corrupt. Japan will lose way too much money. Let's hope they delay it by a year. And just be wary, as I said. All right, over and out. Hope you enjoyed. And check out my other stuff, Aussie.tv, all the platforms. See you later.